Jeg var et smut forbi London og besøgte de fantastiske folk hos Rocksteady Studios. Dem, der står bag Arkham-trilogien, som er fænomenale Batman-spil og nogle af de bedste superheltespil nogensinde. Jeg skulle prøve deres kommende action co-op shooter-spil, som foregår efter Arkham-trilogien, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Og selvom det er skabt af et hold med masser af passion og kærlighed til DC-universet, er jeg desværre ikke begejstret for, hvad jeg fik prøvet.
Harley, no!
Worth it.
Vi sad og spillede 2 af kapitlerne fra spillet, godt og vel 4 timers gameplay, som et fuldt hold på 4 spillere, hvor fokuset var at nedlægge The Flash. Spillets historie er, at Brainiac har netop taget kontrol over de velkendte superhelte, og du som Harley Quinn, King Shark, Deadshot og Captain Boomerang skal derfor så dræbe hele Justice League og redde verden. Ifølge Johnny Armstrong fra Rocksteady, så starter man helt fra bunden af, men gennem spillet så får man mere styrke og evner til sit hold, så man er bedre forberedt til kampene.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things in video game progression where we want players to evolve and grow with the character, and it's none more real than in our game where you are growing with the characters and you start off with this impossible odds of defeating the Justice League, these demigods on Earth that are nigh on invincible, and as you play the game you realize that it becomes slightly less impossible as you progress. But we want that feeling of players where they can try and relate and embody these DC villains. It's one of the things with the superhero fantasy, which is great, but it's why it's a fantasy. It's because we are not superheroes, but we're closer to the Suicide Squad than we are to the Justice League. It's a combination of, we feel that the game really is organic in the way it grows with the player, where you pick up the controls at the start, and it feels both familiar, but there is a level of mastery to it. It takes a while to get used to the controls and really optimize the traversal with the combat, with the melee, and that then tied with the gear that you get as you progress through the game, as you increase your talents. The talent tree itself, you can spec into different styles of play. So by the time you have to start taking on the Justice League, you've really defined how you play that character and how you want to play, and so it's just a very natural progression.
Spillet spilles som nævnt før som en open world co-op shooter, hvor du har hele Metropolis, du kan rejse rundt i med din figur. Men styringen er ærligt talt meget rodet, alt efter hvilken figur du er. Efter min mening er King Shark den bedste, da han er simpel at styre, fordi han bare skal hoppe og klatre. Mens Harley Quinn har en gribekrog, Boomerang kan bruge speedforcen og løbe stærkt med sin boomerang, og Deadshot har en jetpack. Problemet ligger i, at der er mange knapper, der skal bruges til disse inputs, som kan blive ret stressende til tider, især midt i en kamp. Blandt andet R1 for at bruge jetpacken, kryds plus R1 for at hoppe højt, R1 plus L2 for en helt tredje ting. Men pas nu på, at du ikke trykker på R1 og L1 samtidig, fordi så bruger du et eller andet superangreb, mens du sådan prøver at hoppe væk fra fjenderne. Det er helt vildt forvirrende at holde styr på. Men hovedsageligt er gameplayet bare skyd med dine guns. Om det er sniper, shotguns eller miniguns, så er der et stort arsenal at vælge imellem. Og det handler virkelig om at skabe det bedste loadout, alt efter hvordan du spiller. Om du vil have gode granater, eller frostangreb, eller en helt tredje spillestil. Problemet er bare, at når alt kommer til alt, så er det bare et hjernedødt shooter. I de missioner, der blev spillet, så var der lidt varietet i gameplay. For eksempel var der en mission, hvor vi skulle hoppe på nogle flyvende biler og skyde rumvæsenerne. En anden, så skulle vi samle granater ind fra aliensene og så kaste dem mod en kanon. Men det hele kan stadig bare opsummeres til se en mellemsekvens, skyde en masse lille ting, og så se en ny mellemsekvens. Og så gentages det om og om igen. Hvilket er ærgerligt, da der er en meget spændende historie bag alt det her. Men gameplayet er bare så middelmådigt og tørt, at jeg føler, at det er mere arbejde bare for at se, hvad der løbende sker i historien, end at det er sjovt.
So it was very much a decision to try and unify the squad. We've got all these very different characters. In addition, year one, we're releasing new characters as well for free for players as well. So we've got post-launch content, all the gameplay content's going to be free. So all of the characters there, we're taking all these disparate characters who are very unique, got their own very individual traversal or talents and whatnot, but to try and unify them into one combat system that would then also allow you to be able to have a hope of taking on the Justice League. So we know that individually they can't do it, but by unifying them with the shooter, we felt it would be a symbiotic system which would work together, that we could use upgrades and talents which would give you an opportunity, even a chance to take on the Justice League. Because individually they can't do it on their own.
Spillet er lavet til, at du kan spille det alene eller med vennerne. Hvor hvis du spiller alene, så er det med bots som dine holdkammerater. Og jeg kan faktisk godt lide, at det er meget nemt, at du kan skifte til en anden figur med det samme. Og det kan faktisk gøre spillet lidt mere spændende, for ikke nok med, at du kan hoppe rundt mellem figurerne midt i gameplayet, men du kan også styre deres loadouts individuelt, så du selv kan lægge en strategi for, hvad for nogle våben og buffs de forskellige figurer de bruger.
Yep, you can play the game in any configuration. You can play the game solo entirely from start to finish and never have to squad up if you don't want, but you'll be missing out on great fun because it's one of the games which really shines when you're playing with your friends, but you can play in any combination, 2-player, 3-player, 4-player, and cross-play, cross-platform, drop in and out. So all of these different things here, you can really experience it through it, but it's that feeling of being in a squad that really helps you feel that maybe it's not so impossible taking the Justice League. We try and maintain that with our social features as well. So we have the social squad. So even if you're playing single player, but your friends or your clan members, their bots will fill in the gaps for your squad. So I could be playing as Deadshot, I could have your Harley next to me with all the outfits that you've put on her, all the gear, all the talents. So it feels that you're playing with other people, even when you're playing on your own.
Men hvis du så spiller co-op, så er der også lidt ekstra for jer venner, da spillet det går meget op i venskabelig konkurrence, da alle missioner kører med et high score system. Hvis du får den bedste score, så bliver du teamleder, og så bestemmer du, hvad den næste mission skal være. Du kan faktisk også håne dine venner, hvis du klarer en mission solo, og du får bedre score end dem. Så kan du sende sådan en lille hånende dans efter dem. Så det kører meget på, at det ikke bare er co-op, men man også lige skal vise, hvem der er den bedste spiller i flokken.
Friendly competition was very much at the heart of the idea of the squad. I mean, as you mentioned, we were talking earlier about it's like a family or but they are forced siblings almost. And as anyone who's worked with family, it's that they're competitive, but they ultimately care and love each other. And it's the development from the squad from starting off as strangers, but by the end, it's very in keeping with how the squad are and how you evolve with them. So it was very much at the heart of a lot of how we saw the game, with everything from our leaderboards to a lot of our social online aspects. It's very much a friendly competition with your immediate squad, but also the greater wider community as well.
Jeg kan derfor mærke, at der er lagt meget hjerte i projektet. Det er passionerede DC-fans, der står bag spillet. Med gode idéer til at gøre det engageret for blandt andet hold, der gerne vil have lidt konkurrence i det, men også en interessant historie med mange velkendte figurer og easter eggs. Jeg gik bare hjem med en meget tom fornemmelse af, at jeg bare spillede endnu et shooter, hvor tallene bare skal gå højt op, og du bare skyder alt, der er lilla. Mens du battler med controlsene, da jeg igen ved et uheld sigte med mit gevær, i stedet for at hoppe fremad. Lad os håbe, spillets gameplay bliver lidt bedre længere ind i kampagnen, end de få kapitler, jeg prøvede. Men til videre, så er jeg faktisk ret skuffet, og ender måske bare med at se alle cutscenes, der er uploadet på YouTube.
Suicide Squad is out for early pre-order access 30th of January, so they'll get early access for the game for 3 days. The official release date is 2nd of February 2024.
So, what's the plan?
Time for us bad guys to save the world.
Our future is coming.